The concept of wealth creation extends far beyond simple financial literacy or investment strategies. At its core lies something more fundamental yet often overlooked: our mindset about money. This relationship between our thoughts and financial outcomes forms the foundation of what financial experts increasingly recognize as the critical difference between those who merely earn and those who build lasting wealth. Consider two individuals, Sarah and Mark. Both earn comparable salaries and face similar financial circumstances, yet their financial situations couldn't be more different. Sarah constantly struggles with money anxiety, living paycheck to paycheck despite her reasonable income. Mark, meanwhile, steadily builds wealth and approaches financial decisions with confidence and clarity. The difference between them isn't their income or financial knowledge, it's how they think about money. This distinction reveals a profound truth. Our financial reality often begins in our minds long before it manifests in our bank accounts. The stories we tell ourselves about money, the beliefs we hold about wealth, and the emotions we associate with financial matters collectively shape our financial behaviors and ultimately determine our outcomes. The encouraging news is that while our financial mindset may have deep roots, it remains malleable. With awareness and intention, we can transform limiting beliefs into empowering perspectives that support financial growth. The psychology of money, scarcity versus abundance. Imagine receiving an unexpected windfall of $5,000. How would you react? Your immediate response reveals volumes about your financial mindset. Someone with a scarcity mindset might think, "I need to save every penny of this. Money like this never comes around. What if I need it for an emergency?" This perspective views money as a finite resource that must be protected and hoarded. The underlying belief is that financial opportunities are rare and unpredictable. In contrast, someone with an abundance mindset might consider, "This is a wonderful opportunity to invest in my future. How can I use this money to generate more wealth?" This viewpoint sees money as a tool for growth and recognizes that financial resources can be cultivated and multiplied. These contrasting perspectives represent one of the most fundamental dichotomies in financial psychology: scarcity versus abundance thinking. A scarcity mindset fixates on limitations and lack, generating anxiety about financial matters and often leading to self-defeating behaviors. An abundance mindset, meanwhile, focuses on possibilities and growth, creating a psychological foundation for recognizing opportunities and taking calculated risks. Importantly, these mindsets aren't necessarily tied to actual wealth. Individuals with substantial assets can still operate from a place of scarcity, while those with modest means might approach their finances from an abundance perspective. The difference lies not in the amount of money one has, but in how one perceives financial resources and possibilities. The scarcity mindset manifests in various ways that can sabotage financial progress, focusing overwhelmingly on avoiding loss rather than creating gain, making decisions from a place of fear rather than strategic thinking, missing opportunities due to excessive caution, developing a pessimistic outlook about financial possibilities, creating self-fulfilling prophecies of financial limitation. By contrast, an abundance mindset supports financial growth through viewing challenges as opportunities for learning and growth, approaching financial decisions strategically rather than emotionally, remaining open to possibilities and new approaches, maintaining optimism tempered with realism, creating self-fulfilling prophecies, financial expansion. This mindset distinction represents not just different ways of thinking about money, but fundamentally different relationships with financial reality itself. When we shift from scarcity to abundance thinking, we don't just change our thoughts, we transform our entire financial experience. The origins of our money mindset. Our financial beliefs don't emerge in a vacuum. They develop through a complex interplay of influences, beginning in childhood and continuing throughout our lives. Understanding these influences provides crucial insight into our current relationship with money and offers potential pathways for transformation. Childhood messages. The phrases we heard about money during our formative years often become the foundation of our financial self-talk as adults. Common statements like "money doesn't grow on trees," "we can't afford that," or "rich people are greedy" might seem like harmless parental guidance, but they can implant lasting beliefs about the nature of money and wealth. Consider someone who repeatedly heard money is the root of all evil throughout childhood. This distortion of the actual quote, "the love of money is the root of all evil," might create deep-seated beliefs that wealth is inherently corrupting or that pursuing financial success is somehow morally questionable. As an adult, this person might unconsciously sabotage their financial growth to avoid the perceived moral compromise of becoming wealthy. Similarly, a child raised in a household where saving was prioritized to the extreme might develop an unhealthy aversion to spending or investing. While prudence is valuable, excessive emphasis on conservation can create an adult who hoards money unproductively rather than using it strategically to build wealth. These childhood messages rarely represent deliberate attempts to instill limiting beliefs. More often, they reflect parents' own financial anxieties, cultural backgrounds, or attempts to instill values like moderation and appreciation. Nevertheless, these well-intentioned messages can create lasting psychological obstacles to financial success when carried unexamined into adulthood. Cultural influences. Beyond individual family dynamics, broader cultural narratives shape our financial mindset. Different societies place varying emphasis on values like saving, spending, risk-taking, and entrepreneurship, creating distinct financial climates that influence individual beliefs. Media representations further complicate this picture. Movies, television, and advertising often portray wealth in extremely polarized ways, either vilifying the wealthy as corrupt and greedy or glorifying conspicuous consumption without showing the discipline and strategy that typically underlie sustainable wealth. These portrayals create distorted views of what it means to be financially successful, focusing on end results rather than the journey of wealth creation. These cultural messages create powerful unconscious associations with money. They might lead someone to believe that wealth is only for the privileged few, that building financial success requires cutthroat behavior, or that rich people inevitably become unhappy despite their resources. Such beliefs can become self-limiting prophecies, creating psychological barriers to financial growth. Personal experiences. Our direct experiences with money further shape our financial mindset. Early financial successes might create confidence and openness to opportunity, while setbacks can generate lasting risk aversion or pessimism about financial possibilities. Someone who experienced a job loss during an economic downturn might develop an excessive focus on job security at the expense of high-earning opportunities. Another person who made a successful early investment might develop greater comfort with calculated financial risk. These personal experiences create emotional associations with money that often drive financial behaviors more powerfully than rational knowledge. The integration of childhood messages, cultural influences, and personal experiences creates a complex web of beliefs, emotions, and habits that collectively form our money mindset. This mindset then acts as a lens through which we view all financial matters, often operating below the level of conscious awareness, while profoundly influencing our financial choices and outcomes. Transforming your money mindset. Understanding the origins of our financial beliefs represents only the first step. The crucial question becomes, how can we deliberately reshape our money mindset to support financial growth rather than hinder it? Several practical approaches offer promising pathways for transformation. Identifying limiting beliefs. The first step in transforming your money mindset involves bringing unconscious beliefs into conscious awareness. Many people harbor limiting financial beliefs without realizing how these thoughts shape their behaviors and outcomes. Common limiting beliefs include: I'll never be wealthy. Money is the root of all evil. Investing is too risky for ordinary people. I'm just not good with money. Wealth only comes through inheritance or luck. You have to choose between being rich and being a good person. The process of identifying these beliefs begins with reflection and awareness. Pay attention to your automatic thoughts when financial topics arise. What thoughts emerge when you consider investing? How do you feel when you see someone who appears wealthy? What phrases do you repeatedly tell yourself about money? Writing down these beliefs creates powerful clarity. The simple act of transferring these thoughts from your mind to paper often reveals their arbitrary nature and begins to loosen their grip. These aren't immutable truths, but learned perspectives that can be examined and changed. Reframing negative beliefs. Once you've identified limiting beliefs, the next step involves deliberately reframing them into more empowering perspectives. This doesn't mean adopting unrealistic positive thinking, but rather challenging irrational negativity and creating more balanced, growth-oriented viewpoints. For example, instead of "I'm terrible with money," try "I'm on a journey to manage my finances more effectively." Instead of "rich people are greedy," try "wealth creates opportunities to make positive impacts." Instead of "I'll never understand investing," I can learn investment principles at my own pace. Instead of money causes problems, try money. It's a tool that can solve problems. When used wisely, this reframing process requires consistent practice. Our established beliefs have neural pathways strengthened through years of repetition. Creating new pathways demands regular reinforcement through deliberate thought patterns, affirmations, visualization, and most importantly, aligned actions that demonstrate the new belief in practice. Curating your social circle. The people surrounding us profoundly influence our beliefs and behaviors, including those related to money. As the saying goes, we become the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with, and this applies to financial mindset as well. This doesn't mean abandoning friends who face financial challenges or only associating with wealthy individuals. Rather, it suggests being mindful of the financial messages flowing through your social environment. Do the people around you generally approach money from scarcity or abundance? Do conversations about finances center on complaints and limitations, or possibilities and strategies? Expanding your social circle to include people with healthy financial attitudes provides exposure to new perspectives and possibilities. This might involve joining investment clubs, attending financial seminars, participating in entrepreneurial networks, or simply cultivating friendships with people who demonstrate positive financial behaviors. Simultaneously, you might need to establish boundaries with individuals whose financial negativity consistently impacts your mindset. This doesn't necessarily mean ending relationships, but perhaps steering conversations away from unproductive financial topics or balancing negative influences with positive ones. Thinking like an investor. A wealth mindset fundamentally shifts perspective from consumption to growth, from spending to investing. This doesn't require becoming a stock market expert or real estate mogul. It means developing the habit of evaluating financial decisions through the lens of long-term value rather than immediate gratification. Consider the concept of the time value of money. Investing just $100 monthly for 30 years at a reasonable rate of return could grow to over $100,000 through the power of compounding. This mathematical reality reveals how small, consistent investments can create substantial wealth over time. Thinking like an investor means recognizing that today's financial decisions impact tomorrow's possibilities. It involves asking questions like, will this purchase appreciate or depreciate in value? How might this expense be converted into an investment? What return might this financial choice generate over time? Am I trading future security for momentary pleasure? This mindset shift transforms ordinary financial decisions. A car becomes not just a transportation device, but a depreciating asset whose cost must be weighed against alternative investments. A home becomes not merely shelter, but potentially an appreciating asset that builds equity. Education becomes not simply a credential, but an investment in future earning potential. Prioritizing financial education. Knowledge provides the foundation for confidence and competence in financial matters. While mindset creates the psychological conditions for wealth building, practical financial literacy supplies the tools for effective action. Financial education encompasses diverse areas including personal finance basics, budgeting, saving, debt management, investment principles and strategies, tax optimization approaches, retirement planning methods, income expansion techniques. Fortunately, we live in an age of unprecedented access to financial information. Books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki and The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel offer accessible introductions to financial concepts and mindsets. Podcasts, blogs, online courses, and videos provide continuing education on specific topics of interest. Beyond self-education, conversations with financially knowledgeable individuals can provide personalized insights. Financial advisors, successful investors, or simply friends with sound financial habits can offer valuable perspectives tailored to your specific situation. The goal isn't becoming a financial expert in all areas, but developing sufficient understanding to make informed decisions and recognize when specialized expertise might be beneficial. Financial education builds confidence, reduces anxiety around money matters, and empowers you to take meaningful action toward wealth creation. Setting smart financial goals. Transforming your money mindset creates the psychological foundation for financial success, but translating that mindset into tangible outcomes requires clear direction. This is where smart financial goals become essential. They provide the roadmap for turning new beliefs into concrete results. Smart goals are specific, clearly defined and focused, measurable, quantifiable to track progress, achievable, realistic given your resources and constraints, relevant, aligned with your broader financial vision, time-bound, anchored to specific timeframes. Vague aspirations, like "I want to be wealthy," lack the specificity needed for effective action. By contrast, a SMART goal might be, "I will save $10, zero for a down payment on a rental property within the next 2 years, I setting aside for $125 monthly." This SMART approach creates several advantages. It provides clarity about exactly what success looks like. It establishes metrics for tracking progress. It breaks large aspirations into manageable steps. It creates accountability through deadlines. It ensures alignment with your broader financial vision. Effective financial goal setting typically involves multiple timeframes: short-term goals under 1 year, mid-term goals 1 to 5 years, and long-term goals 5 years. This tiered approach creates a sense of immediate progress while building toward significant long-term outcomes. For example, short-term: build a $3,000 emergency fund within 6 months. Mid-term: pay off $20,000 in student loans within 3 years. Long-term: accumulate $500,000 in retirement accounts within 20 years. These goals should reflect your personal values and vision rather than external expectations. Financial success means different things to different people, whether that's early retirement, entrepreneurial freedom, charitable impact, or simply financial security. Your SMART goals should align with your individual definition of financial well-being. Importantly, goals require regular review and adjustment. Life circumstances change, priorities shift, and financial conditions evolve. Quarterly review sessions allow you to celebrate progress, identify obstacles, and recalibrate as needed to stay on your chosen financial path. Habits of the wealthy beyond mindset and goals. Financial success typically involves specific behavioral patterns, habits that collectively create the conditions for wealth building. While individual wealthy people exhibit diverse approaches, certain patterns consistently appear among those who build and maintain financial success: consistent saving and investing. Perhaps the most universal habit among wealth builders is disciplined, consistent investing over time. This approach leverages the mathematical power of compounding, where returns generate additional returns in an accelerating cycle of growth. The impact of early investing illustrates this principle dramatically. Consider two scenarios. Maria invests $200 monthly starting at age 25. By age 45, her investments have grown to approximately $120,000. James invests the same $200 monthly, but begins at age 35. By age 45, his investments have reached only about $36,000. Despite investing identical amounts per month and experiencing the same market returns, Maria accumulated more than 3 times James's amount simply by starting a decade earlier. This dramatic difference highlights why wealthy individuals typically prioritize investing early and consistently, even when starting with small amounts. This habit isn't about sophisticated investment strategies, it's about the discipline of regularly directing money toward growth opportunities rather than consumption. Whether through retirement accounts, index funds, real estate, or business investments, the wealthy consistently allocate resources toward assets with appreciation potential, diversifying income streams. Financial vulnerability often stems from dependence on a single income source. Job loss, industry disruption, or economic downturns can devastate finances built around a single paycheck. The wealthy typically mitigate this risk by developing multiple income streams. This diversification might include earned income from employment or business, portfolio income from investments, passive income from rental properties, royalty income from intellectual property, interest income from lending, business income from side ventures. Creating additional income streams doesn't necessarily require enormous time commitments or specialized skills. It might involve investing in dividend-paying stocks, renting a spare room through Airbnb, creating digital products based on existing expertise, or partnering in a business venture. The goal isn't necessarily working multiple jobs, but rather creating systems that generate income with varying degrees of ongoing effort. This approach provides both financial security through diversification and greater income potential than typically possible through employment alone. The path to financial independence, the ultimate expression of a wealth mindset, manifests in the journey toward financial independence, the state where your passive income from investments exceeds your living expenses, providing freedom from dependence on active income. This state represents not just financial security, a genuine financial freedom, the ability to make life choices based on personal values and goals rather than economic necessity. Financial independence doesn't necessarily mean retiring early, though it can. For many, it represents the freedom to work on personally meaningful projects, pursue entrepreneurial ventures without income pressure, spend extended time with family, or simply enjoy life without the constant stress of financial insecurity. The path to financial independence integrates all the elements we've explored: transforming money mindset, setting clear goals, adopting wealth-building habits, and consistently making choices aligned with long-term financial growth. Several key strategies define this journey. Financial awareness and tracking. The foundation of financial independence begins with clarity about your current financial reality. This means developing comprehensive awareness of your income, expenses, assets, and liabilities, not as a one-time exercise, but as an ongoing practice of financial consciousness. Many people avoid this step due to anxiety about facing financial realities. However, accurate awareness provides the baseline from which all progress is measured. It reveals spending patterns, highlights opportunities for improvement, and creates the feedback loop necessary for effective financial decisions. Modern technology makes this process remarkably simple. Budgeting apps like Maybe You Need a Budget or Mint can automatically categorize expenses, track income, and visualize financial patterns. These tools transform financial tracking from a tedious terrain to an empowering practice that supports informed choices, intentional spending. Once you've gained clarity about your financial patterns, the next step involves aligning your spending with your values and goals. This doesn't necessarily mean dramatic reduction in all expenses, but rather intentional allocation of resources toward what genuinely matters to you. This approach often reveals surprising opportunities for redirection. Many discover they're spending substantial amounts on subscriptions they rarely use, convenience services that provide minimal value, or status purchases that don't genuinely enhance their quality of life. Redirecting these resources towards savings and investments can accelerate financial progress without reducing life satisfaction. The path to financial independence, the ultimate expression of a wealth mindset, manifests in the journey toward financial independence, the state where your passive income from investments exceeds your living expenses, providing freedom from dependence on active income. This state represents not just financial security, a genuine financial freedom, the ability to make life choices based on personal values and goals rather than economic necessity. Financial independence doesn't necessarily mean retiring early, though it can. For many, it represents the freedom to work on personally meaningful projects, pursue entrepreneurial ventures without income pressure, spend extended time with family, or simply enjoy life without the constant stress of financial insecurity. The path to financial independence integrates all the elements we've explored: transforming money mindset, setting clear goals, adopting wealth-building habits, and consistently making choices aligned with long-term financial growth. Several key strategies define this journey. Financial awareness and tracking. The foundation of financial independence begins with clarity about your current financial reality. This means developing comprehensive awareness of your income, expenses, assets, and liabilities, not as a one-time exercise, but as an ongoing practice of financial consciousness. Many people avoid this step due to anxiety about facing financial realities. However, accurate awareness provides the baseline from which all progress is measured. It reveals spending patterns, highlights opportunities for improvement, and creates the feedback loop necessary for effective financial decisions. Modern technology makes this process remarkably simple. Budgeting apps like Maybe You Need a Budget or Mint can automatically categorize expenses, track income, and visualize financial patterns. These tools transform financial tracking from a tedious terrain to an empowering practice that supports informed choices, intentional spending. Once you've gained clarity about your financial patterns, the next step involves aligning your spending with your values and goals. This doesn't necessarily mean dramatic reduction in all expenses, but rather intentional allocation of resources toward what genuinely matters to you. This approach often reveals surprising opportunities for redirection. Many discover they're spending substantial amounts on subscriptions they rarely use, convenience services that provide minimal value, or status purchases that don't genuinely enhance their quality of life. Redirecting these resources towards savings and investments can accelerate financial progress without reducing life satisfaction. The key distinction lies between mindful spending and unconscious consumption. Mindful spending involves conscious choices about resource allocation based on your authentic values, while unconscious consumption reflects habitual or reactive purchases driven by marketing, social pressure, or temporary emotions. Income expansion. While reducing unnecessary expenses creates immediate resources for investment, expanding income provides potentially unlimited potential for wealth building. This expansion might take various forms: career advancement through skill development, strategic job changes, or negotiation. Entrepreneurial ventures that leverage existing expertise or solve meaningful problems, side businesses that generate additional income streams, freelance work that utilizes professional or creative skills, passive income development through investments, content creation, or asset building. The digital economy has dramatically expanded opportunities for income growth beyond traditional employment paths. Online platforms enable knowledge monetization, creative expression, service delivery, and product sales with minimal startup costs and global reach. Strategic investing. Consistent, strategic investing converts active income into assets that generate ongoing returns, the foundation of financial independence. While specific investment approaches vary based on individual goals, risk tolerance, and time horizon, several principles typically apply. Regular, automatic investing that maintains discipline regardless of market conditions. Diversification across asset classes to manage risk while capturing growth. Long-term perspective that avoids reactive decisions based on market fluctuations. Tax-efficient investment strategies that maximize after-tax returns. Low-cost investment vehicles that minimize fees and expenses. For most individuals, simple investment approaches often prove most effective. Broadly diversifying index funds, consistent contributions to tax-advantaged retirement accounts, and potentially real estate investments depending on local market conditions and personal interest. Building financial security. Financial independence requires not just wealth building but also risk management. No investment strategy provides absolute certainty, making financial security measures essential protections against unforeseen circumstances. Key security elements include emergency fund covering 3 to 6 months of essential expenses, providing buffer against income disruption. Appropriate insurance coverage for health, disability, property, and liability risks. Estate planning documents that protect assets and express wishes in case of incapacity. Debt management strategies that limit financial vulnerability. Diversification across investment types, reducing exposure to specific market segments. These protective measures create the stability from which greater financial risks can be taken. Someone with substantial emergency reserves and appropriate insurance coverage can pursue entrepreneurial opportunities or investment strategies that might otherwise seem too risky, knowing they have financial backstops if challenges arise. Conclusion. Your financial journey. The exploration of money mindset reveals a profound truth. Financial outcomes often reflect internal perspectives as much as external circumstances. The stories we tell ourselves about money, the beliefs we hold about wealth, and the emotions we associate with financial matters collectively shape our behaviors and ultimately determine our results. This understanding offers both responsibility and opportunity. While we can't control all external economic factors, we can shape our internal financial reality, transforming limiting beliefs into empowering perspectives, unconscious reactions into deliberate choices, and vague aspirations into concrete plans. The journey toward financial well-being begins with a simple yet powerful question. If you could wave a magic wand and have any amount of money you desired, how would your life actually change? This question cuts through surface-level desires to reveal deeper values and priorities, the authentic motivations that can sustain long-term financial discipline and purpose. For some, the answer might involve freedom from work obligations to pursue creative passions. For others, it might mean creating generational wealth that empowers family members for decades to come. Still others might envision philanthropic impact addressing causes they deeply value. These authentic motivations provide the emotional fuel for sustained financial progress when short-term challenges arise. Remember that financial transformation represents a journey rather than a destination. It involves ongoing learning, periodic reassessment, and continuous growth in both practical skills and psychological maturity. Each step forward, whether identifying a limiting belief, establishing a new saving habit, or making your first investment represents meaningful progress toward financial empowerment. Perhaps most importantly, recognize that transforming your money mindset doesn't require perfection. Even small shifts in perspective can create profound changes in behavior over time. A single empowering belief adopted today might influence thousands of financial decisions over decades, collectively determining your financial destiny through the power of compound effect. Your financial journey begins not with your current bank balance, but with your beliefs about what's possible. By cultivating an abundance mindset, challenging limiting beliefs, surrounding yourself with supportive influences, and consistently taking actions aligned with wealth building, you create the internal and external conditions for sustainable financial success. Not just having more, but experiencing true financial well-being and freedom.